What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So I've been doing just testing nonstop all week with fleets and, arena with sea and bounty hunters and the changes. That's something a lot of you guys have been messaging me about in Discord, whether or not bounty hunters can still counter sea, because CG wants to do the whole, get rid of all the non-GL counters, and they just want GLs to fight GLs. And I think you guys are going to be pretty surprised and pleased. At least I am with some of my results. I actually think we're performing better now than we were before when we figured out how to kill C with bounty hunters. So we're going to look at some Jango Lead footage. We're going to look at some Aurra Lead footage. I'm going to compare the two, and then I'm going to show you guys a bunch of gameplay. I think we're going to look at maybe 3, 4, 5 battles. Please stick around to the end of the video, though, because the teams do get harder as we go on. Because I really wanted to see what are our limits in terms of what team we can counter, what team we can't counter. I'll go over the mods and all that and speeds while we're watching gameplay. I'm not going to pause it all today because we do have a lot of footage we got to look over. So, yeah, so let's get started. So first and foremost, I wanted to just review what was changed with C and why it was a big deal. So they didn't really touch much on his kit. All they did was they added this little bit to his leadership. So it states, at the start of each encounter, whenever an enemy gains a buff that cannot be dispelled, Sith allies gain 5% turn meter, okay? That's pretty big, because, taking in your Rey against C now, or C against Rey, it might be a little iffy, because, your C's going to be getting turn meter. Troopers, I have no idea if troopers are going to work anymore. I'm not a trooper expert. I don't know if anyone's tried it yet, but I would imagine because you're gaining all those stacks of Emperor's Trap, thanks to Piet, you're just feeding turn meter to, see, they're gaining turn meter just as fast as you're gaining turn meter. So I don't know if troopers are going to work anymore. I'm not sure what other counters still work against C, but bounty hunter's resolve is the big one. That's the big question. So at the start of the battle, yes, I have tested it. You do give them turn meter per bounty hunter that has bounty hunter's resolve. Okay. However, the way bounty hunter's resolve works, like let's say Boba Fett has it and he kills somebody, actually don't give them more turn meter. Bounty Hunter's Resolve works in a way where once you already have it, you only get it back once you lose it, if that makes sense. So when you kill somebody with Boba Fett or Jango Fett and they already have Bounty Hunter's Resolve, they're not going to feed turn meter to the team, that's good. That's good to know, because that's just one more thing we got to worry about. So these are the two teams we're going to be looking at right now. I'll quickly go over all the speeds for everybody. So Jango's at 293, Greef 330, Mando is at 277, Boba a little bit on the faster side, but it's okay, 293, and then Kuiil, I gave him my fastest mod set, he's at 366, so under a Jango Fett lead, he'd be at 396, almost 400. Typically, I keep him around the 340s for my BAM team, but for testing purposes, I wanted him to be as fast as possible, that way I can, fight as many teams as I possibly can. Because again, this is one of those counters where you have to be faster. If you're faster, you have a chance at winning. If you don't have the speed advantage, well, you're gonna have to take out lesser teams or slower teams. And then down here, same exact team. It's just Aurra Singh instead of Jango, and Aurra is sitting at a 281. So I did have to kind of reconfigure how this team works. So Kuiil is no longer the steroids for the team. He's kind of like a sacrificial pig, more or less. We actually want him to die. But I'll explain how both of these teams work or don't work as the gameplay goes on, but I just want to show you what we're working with. Okay, so this first team, this is pretty much the team I was using last time. I wanted to go up against a really easier C team at the start. Kind of wanted to start off small and work our way up to the stronger teams. So obviously this is kind of a niche team, but we did give them 15% turn meter at the start of the battle because we have 3 characters with Bounty Hunter's Resolve, which is really unfortunate. And unfortunately, as you can see, we're not making any progress towards the contract at the moment. It's really unfortunate that Mando got linked. That's probably one of the worst characters to get linked, because that means he can't crit, which means no bonus turn meter. You can't reduce the cooldown on Disintegrate. We end up losing Kuiil, and it just isn't going well. you know, that extra speed and turn meter that they got at the start of the battle really kind of hindered our ability to just kind of like get ahead of this team. And we're also making no progress towards the contract. So I don't want to give up on Jango Fett yet, but I think Jango's kind of out in terms of countering C at the moment, because they're just so much faster. So we're going up against the same exact team. I just swapped out Jango Lead for Aurra. Aurra Lead, I just think is a better lead. I think it's a little bit more aggressive. It's a little more like if you're ahead, you can really stay ahead, kind of a thing. The stealth really helps against Retribution, even though we're cutting through this team like super quickly here. Nihilus is going to increase our cooldowns. Doesn't even matter because, you know, they're just going to be reset once we complete the contract thanks to Greef. And, you know, Kuiil providing everybody with all the extra defense penetration on top of Greef's defense penetration. This is like why we're getting these really big numbers. So obviously a lot more easier, but, you know, that wasn't that impressive of a C team to begin with. So now you guys get to enjoy about, I would say, 50 minutes worth of me failing, just to show you guys how much testing I was doing and just trying to figure out. We got it to work once. You know, I am going up against a different team with Malak, Watt, and Vader and Marauder, but definitely put in my hours of testing here, guys. But I think I finally figured out how this team works and how we get to this point where we can just win. So right here, we're just going to finish off C. Got an ability block, which is nice. 2-turn ability block from Boba is really clutch. Alright, so now let's take a look at another team here and how we got to this point. So we'll take a look at another team here. This one does have Nihilus, Traya, Watt, and Malak. The nice thing about Aurra Lead is Kuiil doesn't go stealth, so he always gets linked. And like I said, we want him to die. That way we break our link. The way we win here, though, guys, is we have to understand the order of who the biggest threats are on the team, and we have to take them out from, you know, from top to bottom, basically. So obviously we have to take out Traya first. Nihilus, not too big of a deal because we're just going to get our cooldowns reset anyways, so he's not really that big of a threat. So it goes Traya, Nihilus, Malak, then we'll take out Watt, and then C last. It is a little bit unfortunate here because Watt is a pain in the butt here because he can put the healing tech on C, and oh my god, that becomes a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. So after making quick work of Nihilus, we're just gonna always disintegrate Malak. We don't kill him any other way here. Now we gotta focus down on Watt. We got the ability block on C. I was trying to prevent the link, but he's gonna get it off anyways because he's so fast. The two characters you don't want linked, or I should say the one character you don't want linked is Mando, because if he can't land crits, that's no bonus turn meter, and he also cannot reduce the cooldown on Disintegrate, which I know you can't disintegrate a GL, but it still does decent damage. So Greef is getting ready to die, but he heals up. Now here with Aurra, we only basic because we don't want to take the hustle bonus turn, because we're just going to feed more to C's ultimate. So while she's linked, we just basic. But since his ultimate bar is full now, we'll hustle and take the bonus turn because, well, there's no point. And then Mando's going to give C the good old 69. And there we go. On to another team. Okay, so this next team has Basti, Traya, Vader, and Malak. Basti is priority threat number 1. We cannot have Corrupted Battle Implementation or Fear go out. So we're just going to start off with Kuiil, do the basic from Greef, and then we're going to go straight for Basti. Kuiil is such a big champ here because he takes the big hit from Malak, he's linked, he's going to take the AoE from Vader, he gets isolated, and then he dies and takes all of that bad stuff with him. So when he dies right there, it's like, that's fine, we don't need him anymore, he did his job. We do lose the stat boost that he was given to us, but that's okay, we don't need it anymore. We've already made a big enough dent on this team. Now we just have to take care of Malak, and then the race is on. We pretty much have to gun C down before, you know, he starts linking us, before he gets into his ultimate. We just need to get him down, or get him low enough where we can finish him off. So he does link Boba Fett here and Aurra, which is okay. As long as it doesn't link Mando, we're still good. It's unfortunate he linked Boba though, because I do like to call Boba to assist with Mando, mainly because Boba could land dots on C, and you know, more debuffs on C means Boba can have a higher execute, but he's Link, so it's not going to really matter here. So as C's quickly approaching his ultimate, he doesn't have any protection, so we should be able to finish him off here. And again, since he's in his ultimate, we'll do the double turns Aurra, and then give him another 69 for Mando. Okay, if you made it this far in the video, we're about to go up against a serious team here. Sith Empire trio with Watt under C lead. But we're going to play it exactly the same, guys. So the priority threats are, obviously, we got to take out Basti. Can't have Corrupted Battle Meditation go out. And then surprisingly, threat number 2 is actually Watt. Revan doesn't do a whole lot here because since Kuiil is the only non-stealth character, he's only going to put fear on our lead and Kuiil, which, I mean, that's fine. You know, Kuiil dies, we lose our Link, now we're free to start landing crits again. But we want to go for Watt because we don't want Watt to pass the healing tech to Revan or C, or even worst case scenario, the healing tech to Revan and then the weapons tech to C. It just becomes impossible at that point. It becomes really, really difficult. So we take out Watt. Like I said, Revan doesn't do much after his first move. Take out Malak. Revan is an absolute piece of cake. I do try to ability block C here. Doesn't work, unfortunately. But Aurra definitely gets to get her revenge on Revan. And then we can just gun C down. And just gun him down before he gets his ultimate. And just really, really inflict as much damage before he reapplies Link. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I had a lot of fun testing, and I did not expect these kind of results. I really thought for sure bounty hunters were going to be done once they made the changes to C, but bounty hunters do have a lot of fight in them, and we have a non-GL counter for a GL. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, guys, yeah, feel free to let me know what you guys think of this. If you're ever going to attempt this, you know, please don't hesitate to message me in Discord if I'm available. I'll be more than happy to help walk you through the battle. You know, it is going to vary depending on the C team you're going up against, the mods on their team, the mods on your team. All the teams we're going up against today were all, you know, arena teams. So a lot of them are R7s, a couple R8s. But yeah, guys, it's definitely possible. And I'm really happy I got this out, and I'm really happy that, you know, we have a non-GL counter. I'm going to leave links in the description for my Discord, Bounty Hunter Discord, the Scoundrel Discord, as well as my Twitch channel. Please go ahead and, you know, give those all a follow. And other than that, guys, you guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya.